Hello, this is my presentation for my projects for EDU 709. My lesson plans are for my adult education personal math class and utilize web-based technologies. When I hear the term innovative, I think new, different, creative, and imaginative. While my projects may not be all of those things, they are new and different to my school, my curriculum, and my students. I have 8 students, 4 of which are young ladies who still live at home, and the other 4 are mature ladies with homes of their own. My personal math class is a new class to my school, so I am writing the curriculum as I progress through the class. I am so excited to be incorporating these lessons into my curriculum. I have already started using the first lesson plan in my class. Lesson 1, Google Sheets Budget. In my first lesson, students will be creating a spending tracker and budget using Google Sheets. My students have actually already created their expense tracker spreadsheet and will soon be adding the budget tab. With such a small class, I am able to offer guided practice with the students when they are on the computer. To conduct this lesson, a teacher needs to know about the basics of budgeting and the role of averages and percentages play in a budget. In order to teach the technology, a teacher would also need to know about spreadsheets and their functions. For students to be prepared for this lesson, they should understand how to calculate a percent. As for the technology, my students need to know how to access their student Google account and how to share the spreadsheet with me. The steps for teaching the technology are also the steps for the process the students will follow to create their final product. Most students will be able to complete the first 2 steps with very little help. Students will be shown how to use the built-in sum and average functions and how to enter the percentage formula. Students will also be shown how to use the copy and paste functions, as well as how to create a new tab. This is a sample of the student project. This is what it looks like after 3 weeks of collecting data. Students collected the first 2 weeks on paper. We created this spreadsheet during the second week of the creation module, Module 5. Budgeting is a very important personal math skill. The advantage of using any spreadsheet program to create a budget is in the ability to make changes easily to that budget. By putting the budget in Google Sheets, students can access their budget at home even when the class has ended. By sharing the Google Sheet with me, I can monitor their work for grading purposes. The main disadvantage for the electronic spreadsheet is for students who do not have a home computer. This specific lesson plan could also be used in classes that are similar to personal math, such as consumer math and personal finance. Spreadsheets can be used in other content areas as well. I have seen science classes at all levels use a spreadsheet to organize and graph data. Lesson 2, Cars and Credit WebQuest. I created my second lesson plan based on a question I was asked at the beginning of the semester. Is it better to buy or lease a car? When the creating module started, we were just beginning to discuss credit. Since car purchasing is one of the larger credit expenses people have, I decided this would be a good basis for the second lesson plan. The strategies to teach this lesson are the same as in the first lesson plan: guided practice and hands-on activities, with the added addition of also doing a journal for self-reflection. This time, the guided practice will come from the WebQuest program. The math content knowledge needed to teach this lesson is the applications of percents. The teacher would also need to be familiar with or be able to find information that can lead to an informed decision on whether to buy or lease a car. Once the WebQuest has been created or found, the teacher needs minimum skills to teach the WebQuest technology. The prerequisite technology skills for students are also minimal. Prior to the WebQuest, students should have an understanding of the applications of percents. For students who have never completed a WebQuest before, the teacher needs to instruct them on what a WebQuest is and how to get to the Cars and Credit WebQuest. The student process steps are found within the Cars and Credit web quest. As students work through the steps on the process page, they will be required to keep a journal of their findings. Some students may need to be shown how to create and share a Google document so that they can complete their online journal. These are examples of what a web quest looks like. In the first picture, this is the welcome page to the web quest. And the second picture is a picture of the process page where it shows the questions that they will be asked in the web quest. And this is the sample student product that students will be sharing with me at the end of the web quest. My motivation behind developing this lesson plan was my students' interest in finding out about the difference between buying and leasing a vehicle. By developing the Cars and Credit web quest, my students will be able to find information and make informed decisions about whether they should buy or lease a vehicle. Added advantages for the students of having web-based material in one location is the ability to access the information from home, now, or in the future. The disadvantage of this specific lesson plan is that it only explores two of the key decisions involved in buying or leasing a vehicle. And unlike many web quests, this web quest is an individual activity rather than a group activity. It can be used in any educational setting. My web quest was created using Zoonal. Teachers can browse the Zoonal site for existing web quests or create one of their own like I did. Zoonal allows you to create one web quest for free. And that concludes my presentation.